What up, guys? Today I want to talk about what's pretty much the most interesting feature of Smash 4, and that's the custom movesets. So I think there's a lot of potential with this, and essentially it breaks down to two different things. The fact that the special moves, the B moves, have 3 different variations, and the fact that we can kind of equip different attributes to each characters. So for Mario, we've kind of already seen that he has different variations of his fireball. We have a fireball that shoots horizontally and doesn't really make the opponent flinch. It just kind of causes very small damage. And we also have a fire orb, which is kind of a slow, not too fast moving projectile. And also the equipment, we can equip 3 different attributes to the characters. It's not really known what exactly their potential is, but we see like max power gloves, we see an easy, perfect shield, and we have high speed boots, which I assume makes you go faster. So I kind of want to talk about each of these 2 different aspects of the game, and if tournament play will kind of like allow this new feature to grow. With the special moves, this is probably the most interesting feature in my opinion, because I'll give an example with Link. Link's boomerang has been changed since Brawl, and it seems like it's coming back with the wind. It's like the wind boomerang, and that move kind of sucks in my opinion. It's not really good as a projectile. It's just kind of good of like placement and throwing it out and kind of having opponents come through you and push them back. But I kind of like the regular boomerang where you just have that in melee, you just throw it and it's just kind of, it's like a spacing tool. And from what I understand, that move is back. That move is like an option you can choose. We've also seen stuff like, Donkey Kong has his punch, but he has an option where you can he has like a gust punch, like he punches and like pushes the opponent's back. It's not really unclear whether it do damage or not. It seems like everyone's specials are kind of getting revamped and changed, and it really lets you like customize your character to your playstyle more, and I like that. The second feature, which is the equipment, where you can equip 3 different things, doesn't seem that interesting to me. It's good that we have it. It's basically like Subspace Emissary, like with the stickers, but on a smaller scale. You can equip 3 different things. That'll be fun to mess around with, but I honestly would rather just, stick with experimenting with the different special moves and how that really changes the character. So the big question is, will these features stick with the competitive community? Will we have tournaments with this stuff implemented? And I really think it will if people give it a chance, because we're seeing a lot of fighting games applying like play how you want. With Mortal Kombat X coming out, each character is getting a different variation and they're going to be completely different. So every time you pick Scorpion, it might not be the same Scorpion you're expecting. So it's a lot more to learn for your opponent, and there's a lot more to study up on. So if you got a Scorpion that's like, kind of projectile based, for example, let's say, he might be better with this half of the cast, or in this half of the cast it might not be, but then you switch up the Scorpion and, you can kind of change how you play depending on who your opponent is. We see this kind of step with Marvel 3, where you can choose different assists for each character. It kind of lets you experiment a little bit. I mean, Doom missiles are really good versus like Doom Beam, which is also good, but it makes you play with the options you've chosen. I really like that aspect that the creators are going with. It lets you play how you want to play, and it gives you a ton more options. So the big question is, will this eliminate tiers in the case of Smash Brothers? And I don't really think so. I think we're talking in terms of like the custom special moves. Because they're variations, they're not brand new moves. Palutena and the Miis are getting completely different moves. But for the rest of the cast, I don't think it eliminates tiers, just because they're variations and they're not completely different. I would like something to eliminate tiers, because tier lists are good to kind of study up on who's the best, but for example, Meta Knight, like he has a lot of good mashups, and I would like every character to have a fighting chance with the best character in the game. But there's a lot of characters in this new game, and it's going to be really hard to balance that out. But this is kind of a step in that direction with custom moves. So I think this could definitely stick with the tournament community. I think people just need to give it a chance. people will definitely jump into this and experiment with it when it first comes out. Kind of see what different moves each character has. So at first, I think it has a great potential to stick because people are definitely going to want to see what they changed and what they altered and what different moves they can use for their character. And I think it's really based on like tournaments. Do tournaments want to have separate tournaments where you can have customization and where you just use regular moves? It's a whole different mind game that the players can do. But this will definitely be a hit with local multiplayer and how we can just go in and change anything you want, play with your friends, and I think it'd be really fun. And I'm definitely going to want to go and check out what different moves each character has. So I think this is definitely a great feature. It's probably one of my most anticipated features to mess around with. And I hope more games do this. I hope more games give you the option to fight how you want. It can definitely be big, but it's on us to make it big and experiment and show why this should be in the competitive scene. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.